We talked a little bit about this, I think, in a lot of the comments throughout, but just maybe to finalize the discussion on the view on family members in the organization and their roles, compensation, succession. Again, I know that some of you have already addressed the issue, but some views on that.
I think you kind of all know where I stand on something like that. We all love our children and our uncles and aunts and all that good thing. I think it's a very unusual situation, as I said before with my engineering theory, as to how a successful family corporation can keep going. It's very difficult, I feel. And I, very frankly, prefer to have none of my family in the business. Because I'm trying to run a business, and family tends to color business decisions, and sometimes very adversely, and they're not even on the board. I don't even want them on the board. I certainly want to take care of them. Each of them has a little bit of stock in the company, so if anything with the company was sold or something like that, they're certainly going to get a benefit from that. But I really don't want them in the company, and I want the freedom to manage the company the way I see fit. That's what I am.
We have a little bit different philosophy. Bradford White, we're kind of an identity crisis company. We're kind of we consider ourselves a small company that has grown to a good mid-sized company. We have a lot of nepotism in our company.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, our chairman of the board, his son, is slated to be our next president CEO. And you normally say you cringe at that thought. I can't think of a better person to run our company. He's grown up in the industry. He's worked for several other companies before he came to our organization, proven himself step by step by step, and has prospered within our company. Has basically taken the reins and started directing the company in his mentorship program to come up to get to the CEO and president position. And I just feel great about it. And by the way, my son works for my company. He's the regional sales manager for the Midwest. He's responsible for $100 million, and he's doing a phenomenal job. We have our executive vice president and general manager, Middleville. His son is the senior buyer and purchasing manager in our Middleville facility. He's slated to move up because he's done a phenomenal job. We've got our general manager in Canada. His son is the inventory warehouse manager now. We've got so many other people. I don't even want to name them all. But in every facility, we have this going forward. And then the striking thing about it, and there are those concerns about, does it taint your decision making? Number one, I did not recommend my son to come to our company until 4 years ago. He's been wanting to come to the company. He's 33 now. And I said, you cannot come to this company until you learn business and prove yourself in the industry. And just to have somebody who's grown up in our culture, because I started when I was a young person. I used to bring him into the plant on weekends when I was doing something. I'd put him in the metal shop, and hopefully he didn't cut his finger off. He makes stuff. So these people all have grown up, and we've got legacy issues of people retired whose children come to our company. But again, we're keeping an eye on it. There are a couple people that aren't cutting it too, and we have to have the stomach to say you're not making it and find another seat on the bus, or you have to go somewhere else. But we haven't, I wouldn't say encouraged it, but it's kind of nice to see that your children or your contemporaries' children want to work for your company. I mean, they don't want to work there just because there's good benefits. They want to work there because their parents are happy. They had a successful career and they want to contribute too.
There's different philosophies. When I was a kid, my father ran a company. Absolutely no way would he let me have a job, so I started my own company. So I took care of that when I was 16. Our philosophy is absolutely no family at all. And it's the promise and a commitment I've made to all the employees so they know that and they can live with it. We don't even want employees' family there. It's too hard because if they're in there, where's the influence? And even if there is no influence, there's the innuendo, there's the rumor, there's all the other stuff. We just get rid of it. guy who's our executive vice president, when he was much younger, started dating somebody who was a lady there who worked in the office. And she said as soon as it got serious, she quit and she went someplace else. I mean, so that's the philosophy.
Did he marry her?
Yeah. No, she quit, he dropped her, and then she was without a job, without a boyfriend. That didn't work, no, it worked out very well. They're still married.
We're at crossroads. The first 45 years of the company's existence and the first two owners and the potential third owner were under Barney's formula. It was family owned, and when the third owner came in and bought the business, it was 4 kids and the dad were all working at various roles within the organization. There were very strong opinions about how effective that might have been. So we flipped from that completely to no family, and we're now in the kids can intern kind of a mode. And we tried it with a couple of kids of the exec team actually, and that have worked in project coordinator kind of roles, and so we're trying that, and we don't really have a clear direction right now.
We've got certainly a lot of our businesses are family-owned businesses, and some very, very successful scenarios where a lot of family members are involved in the business. It is a unique situation. There is a lot of communication that's required in those situations. But one of the things that Mark alluded to, though, that I think is a good practice, and many of the family-owned businesses that we deal with, I think, do is they have their sons or daughters work outside the business first before they bring them into the business. I think that's a really good practice. It gives them exposure to some other cultures, some other ways of doing things, some other disciplines that may not be present in their existing environment. If you just came right on board right away, you might miss out on some things that ultimately become effective for the business because they're bringing some other thoughts and ideas from outside the organization to the business. But as you can see, this is an interesting issue, and there is no right answer, and there are a lot of different philosophies and approaches to